Hello my dear students, I warmly welcome you to the CR Digital classes. So now in this lecture, we are going to discussing another important theorem, the basis theorem. Okay, so first of all, observe the statement of the theorem, state and prove the basis theorem. So in that part, statement, if capital V is a p-dimensional vector space such that p greater than or is equal to 1, then the first condition, any linearly independent set of exactly p elements in the vector space capital V is automatically a basis for capital V. Okay, that is the first condition. Second condition is any set of exactly p elements that spans capital V is automatically a basis for capital V. Okay, so this is the statement of the basis theorem. In the name only clearly we have basis theorem. Basis is nothing but the set which is equal to linear independent and which spans the main space capital V, that is called basis. Okay, now in a vector space capital V, p-dimensional vector space capital V is a p-dimensional vector space where compulsory p greater than or is equal to 1. Then the first condition is any linearly independent set of exactly p elements. Whenever you take a linear independent set, that number of vectors in that sets depending upon the dimension of the vector space. Here dimension of the vector space is p dimensional, then automatically number of vectors in the vector space is also equal to p elements. Elements are nothing but vectors only. Then that set is automatically a basis for capital V. Whenever the set has p elements in the vector space capital V, that set automatically basis for capital V. Next condition, any set exactly p elements and along with that p elements spans capital V, that is also automatically a basis for capital V. Okay, so this is the statement of the basis theorem. So let's start the proof of this theorem. Given that capital V is a p-dimensional vector space, okay, that means dimension of V is equal to p, where p is any finite number and p is greater than or is equal to 1. That means you can take only one vector or two vector, at least two. At least one vector is nothing but you can take greater than or is equal to 1. The first condition, let capital S be the linearly independent set of vectors. Okay, so they clearly mention that any linearly independent set. That any linear independent set, here we are taking that capital S. Okay, so that capital S is any linearly independent set in capital V. That set contains a vector dimension of vectors only. Okay, that set contains vector space dimension of vectors only. That is, that set contains small p number of vectors. Case 1, if that capital S spans capital V. In case 1, if that capital S spans capital V, that means in the capital S, whatever the vectors are there, V1, V2 up to so on V suffix p, okay, these vectors also equal to the main vector space, then S is a basis for capital V. Then automatically this capital S is a basis for capital V. Okay, so in that case, in the next case, that is case 2, if S does not spans capital V, okay, if S does not spans capital V, then a linear independent set capital S of p elements. Okay, if S does not spans capital V, then also capital S contains same number of elements, small p elements only, and that is linear independent set can be extended to a basis for capital V. If S does not spans capital V is nothing but definitely there is some possibility to extend that set to get the same basis of the vector space capital V. That extended basis for capital V consists more than p elements. That is only if S does not contain the same number of elements in capital V, then we have a possibility to extend that set capital S. But here that extended basis, whatever the extended basis is there for capital V, consists more than p elements. Why? Because in capital V, particularly we have p elements only. In the extension, if you get at least one vector extra, then it consists more than p elements, which is contradiction to the dimension of the main vector space capital V. Therefore, dimension of the vector space is capital P. But in the extension, the number of vectors are increasing. Okay, the number of vectors more than the dimension of the vector space. So therefore, which is contradiction. So since by a noun theorem, whenever you get a contradiction. That means capital S does not spans capital V. Since by a noun theorem, a linearly independent set in a subspace capital H of capital V can be expanded to a basis for capital H. Okay, that is capital H is a finite dimensional and the dimension of capital H is always less than or equal to dimension of V. Okay, this is also one of the theorem depending upon the basis condition only. Okay, so by that using that theorem, but the number of vectors in an expanded linear independent set can never exceed the dimension of capital V. Why? Because in linearly independent set, always number of vectors equal to the dimension of the vector space only. Even though if you expand that set, okay, the number of vectors can never be exceed the dimension of the vector space capital V. So the expanded basis also contains the same dimension which contains in the vector space. So therefore the expanded basis span capital H and it will be a basis for capital V. So therefore dimension of capital V is equal to P and basis must contain exactly P elements. Even if you apply the extension property, that extension property, with the help of that extension property, you may get the number of vectors, but the dimension does not exceed the P vector. So therefore S is automatically a basis for capital V. అంటే that means ఏంటంటే ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు తీసుకున్న ఒక లీనియర్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ సెట్ అనేది మీకు వెక్టర్ స్పేస్ ని స్పాన్ చేయకపోతే మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఆ వెక్టర్ స్పేస్ ని ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. క్యాపిటల్ ఎస్ అనే లీనియర్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ సెట్ ని ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తాం. ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తే మనకి ఏం అవ్వాలి, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వెక్టర్స్ అనేవి ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వాలి. బట్ మనకి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వెక్టర్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే మనకున్న లిమిట్ ఏంటి, స్మాల్ పి ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆర్ స్మాల్ పి వెక్టర్స్. ఒకవేళ సెట్ ని ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేసుకున్నా కూడా ఓవరాల్ గా డైమెన్షన్ అయితే చేంజ్ అవ్వదు. డైమెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ పి డస్ నాట్ చేంజ్. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ ఎక్స్పాండ్ దట్ సెట్, ఇక్కడ చూడండి, an expanded linearly independent set can never exceed the dimension of capital V. Okay, with that logic only we are saying automatically capital S is a basis for capital V, where capital S is a linearly independent and spans capital V. Next, second condition of this theorem is let capital S as P elements. Okay, exactly P elements, and capital S spans capital V. Since capital V is a non-empty set, why? Because it is a vector space. Okay, from the spanning set theorem, what is that set? If S dash is linearly independent subset of S and it is a basis for V, if S dash is linearly dependent set formed from by S, removing one of the vectors V suffix k, which is linear combination of its preceding vectors. Okay, what they are saying? So whenever you take capital S has exactly P elements from 1 to up to so on P elements, each and every element is a vector, and this capital S spans capital V, spans capital V, where capital V is a vector space. Since you know very well V is always non-zero, that means V is a non-empty set. From the spanning set theorem, we can say that if S dash, already we have capital S, now we are taking S dash. S dash is another set that is also linearly independent subset of S. Okay, if you take S dash, that S dash is linearly independent subset of S, and it is also a basis. This S dash is also a basis for capital V. Okay, so if S dash is linearly dependent, okay, so F dash is linearly independent, then it is a basis for capital V. If S dash is linearly dependent, linearly dependent means number of the vectors are more than the number of the entries. Okay, so if S dash is linearly dependent set formed from capital S by removing one of the vectors, that is V suffix k, which is linear combination of its preceding vectors or other vectors, then S dash is a basis for capital V consisting less than P vectors. ఎందుకంటే ఆల్రెడీ S dash అనేది మీరు whenever you take S dash as a linear dependent set, ఓకే, అంటే సేమ్ దీంట్లో కూడా మళ్ళీ మీకు ఇలాగే ఉంటాయి. V1, V2, V suffix k అనేది ఒక మధ్యలో ఉందనుకోండి, V suffix P వరకు వెక్టార్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఈ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ P వెక్టార్స్ లో ఏదో ఒక వెక్టార్ మీరు రిమూవ్ చేశారనుకోండి, ఆ రిమూవ్ చేసిన వెక్టార్స్ ని మనం ఎలా రాసుకోవచ్చు అంటే లీనియర్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్స్ ప్రిసీడింగ్ వెక్టార్ C1 plus V1, C2 V2 plus up to so on C suffix P minus 1, V suffix P minus 1. ఈ లీనియర్ కాంబినేషన్ కూడా మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే ఒక బేసిస్ ఫర్ క్యాపిటల్ V, బట్ డైమెన్షన్ ఈస్ లెస్ దెన్ పి, ఎందుకంటే ఒక వెక్టర్ తగ్గుతుంది కదా ఇక్కడ, p మైనస్ 1 అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు డైమెన్షన్ ఏంటంటే లెస్ దెన్ p అంటే మనకు ఈక్వల్ టు p మైనస్ 1 బై రిమూవింగ్ వన్ వెక్టర్ వెన్ ఎవర్ s డాష్ ఇస్ ఏ లీనియర్ డిపెండెంట్. ఓకే, బట్ విచ్ ఈస్ కాంట్రడిక్షన్ టు సిన్స్ డైమెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ v ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు p. ఒకవేళ మీకు అది బేస్ క్యాపిటల్ s ని స్పాన్ చేస్తే కంపల్సరీ డైమెన్షన్ ఏమవ్వాలి, p అవ్వాలి. కానీ ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది, p మైనస్ 1 వస్తుంది. అయినా కూడా అది స్పాన్ s ని క్యాపిటల్ v ని స్పాన్ చేస్తుంది అంటే విచ్ ఈస్ కాంట్రడిక్షన్ టు ద dimension of capital V is equal to P. So therefore definitely S dash అనే set must contain capital P vectors only. Okay, S dash set must contain capital P. ఇక్కడ S dash లో కూడా మనకు P vectors ఉన్నాయి, ఆల్రెడీ S లో కూడా మనకి ఏమున్నాయి, P vectors ఉన్నాయి. So two sets contain same number of vectors, then those sets are equal sets. So therefore S dash is equal to S. So hence any set of exactly P elements that spans capital V is automatically a basis for capital V. Okay, any set exactly dimension of the vector space vectors, then that subset spans capital V, then automatically it is a basis for capital V also. Okay, so this is the total explanation of the basis theorem. I hope you understood this theorem very well. So this is about total unit 1 theorems. Okay, so in the next lecture we are coming with another topics. So make a perfect practice, prepare well. Until bye, thank you.